I don't know that I would advocate that there be a new role created that's called digital gift officer, because I see that's more focused on the needs of the organization as opposed to how the donor relates. And by that, I mean, if I'm the donor, I'm thinking about making a gift on the website versus making a gift via check. That's not the central part of my relationship with the organization. That's just how I'm making the transaction happen.
I would say I think every gift officer has to be prepared to be a digital gift officer, not just have it be someone else's job.
As I think about the most central components of a successful gift officer, it kind of fits into two different categories. One is the um, kind of the intangible capacity to relate to another person. So it's, you are relatable and kind of easygoing and can articulate the mission of your organization, the need of the organization, connect donors who care about it intrinsically to that mission. And really build genuine relationships. And that's something that I think has always been a part of the industry, and I hope will always continue to be, because that's really what we're doing is we're connecting our partners and our supporters to the work that they're funding. And then the other component is the piece where I think technology does play in, which is the capacity to plan and strategize and use all of the tools in our toolbox, whether that is that handwritten note that you're talking about, Sean, or the data from our CRM databases, or looking at the calendar of the year and thinking about what touch points can be done at what different times. And so that capacity to strategize and plan, I would say, is the other component of a successful person in this role.
As I got into advancement work, I just saw the evolution of the technology is just a better opportunity to tell the story of my institution, tell the story of the student experience, and now it's the student athlete experience and the impact that you can have on that. So I totally agree that we can't just think the technology is going to do its work. You grow up in this industry being taught the 5 stages of donor development. And what I'm trying to reimagine it now more as a story arc than 5 stages, a story arc like you would have in a movie. And what is that experience like for the donor? Where does the climax happen? Where's the resolution? Where's the conflict? Initially, there's going to be some reason why they're not sure they want to give. So what is that conflict, and what does the conflict resolution look like? How do you get them to where you want them to go, and how do you make that more of an engaging, enriching experience where they don't not only feel more connected to you as a donor, but more connected to the individuals benefiting from their philanthropy.
While I haven't heard a single nonprofit complain about, boy, I can't wait till we can quit using Zoom and get back into the office and do lunch meetings, as Keith was talking about. Zoom is here to stay. People are going to continue to use Zoom. Now, that being said, I don't think in the nonprofit world you're ever going to see the in-person gala go away completely for a virtual gala. But I think the advent of what's going to happen is you're going to start to see more hybrid galas, which I think is very powerful, right? Because now you can have the Bowery, Leia's organization can have an event in New York City, which is a wonderful geography to raise money in. But now the individual who lives in New York but was traveling and wasn't able to attend can now attend while they're on a business meeting in San Francisco. And supporters who live around the country can attend virtually and just become more involved and more connected to the organization. This year, we're dealing with food banks, which are, because of the pandemic, are being inundated with first-time donors, which is a wonderful thing for them. But it's a huge burden on the development team that is now trying to figure out, well, which of these first-time donors are the 20% that are going to become lifetime donors, and which are the 80% that are going to churn? And so being able to go through a huge prospect list and find the diamonds in the rough, if you will. We had one organization, they went through their email newsletter list, which they had never solicited before. And we built them a major gift guide on a model for their major gift donors. And when they applied it, they found a woman in there who on one phone call gave $10,000. And she had been on their email distribution list for 8 years and had never donated before that.
With all this technology, when someone gets something in the mail, it's like, wow, that's thoughtful. So I still highly recommend that. I mean, I send out, at least 100 cards a year probably. So I think that's still, there's a place for that. And so understanding where technology has accelerated so fast, where old style stuff can occasionally have a lot of impact.